Our focus is on inauthenticity. So if something is inauthentic, whether it's trying to influence domestically or trying to influence on a foreign basis, and actually a lot more of the activity is domestic, we take it down.
You take it down indiscriminate, whether it's a foreign influencer or a domestic influencer.
And you saw that with the IRA. With the IRA accounts, the original ones for our election were targeted at the United States. But then there were another 270 accounts that were almost all targeted in Russia or at Russian speakers in nearby languages. So a lot of those were domestic, and those are down.
Well, as been mentioned several times, and I think appropriately so, Google is not here today, but the two of you are. And Ms. Sandberg, again, just what seems like a long time ago, but only a few months since Mr. Zuckerberg was here testifying before Congress. Seems like to me that Facebook has been pretty active in finding and taking down things that should not have been out there. The recent Iranian takedown, the Russian things that have been taken down. You want to talk a little bit, what's the big challenge about being at the forefront of trying to figure this out from a business perspective or a liability perspective, either one? Then I'm going to come to Mr. Dorsey with the same question.
Well, I really appreciate what you said, because we have been investing very heavily in people, in our systems, in decreasing the dissemination of fake news, in transparency, and I think that's what you're seeing pay off. I think we've all said, and in the private meetings we had, as well as this public discussion, that tighter coordination really helps us. If you look at our recent takedowns, some of it was information we found ourselves, some of it were hints we got from law enforcement, some of it are information we can share with other companies. And so this is a big threat, and our opponents are going to keep getting better, and we have to get better, and we have to stay ahead. And the more we can all work together, the better off we're going to be. And that's why I really appreciate the spirit with which this hearing this morning is taking place.
And how does the takedown, the practice work where legitimate accounts are sold then maybe and repurposed by others? How do you keep, what are you looking at there as a challenge?
So our policy is inauthenticity. If you are an inauthentic account, if you are pretending to be someone you're not, you come down. If you have touched the account of someone who is authentic, then we would leave the authentic account up. But in cases like I was answering with Senator Collins, if you are an authentic person who RSVP'd to an event that's not authentic, we would let you know.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, Mr. Dorsey, back to that other question. From a business and legal liability standpoint, what's the downside of being out there where you are now trying to every day implement policies that nobody's ever implemented before?
So I think there are a number of short-term risks, but we believe that the only way that we will grow and thrive as a company is by increasing the health of this digital public square that we're helping to build. We also benefit, as Cheryl mentioned, from tighter collaboration and tighter partnership. We've really strengthened our partnership with our government agencies since 2016. There are a few areas that we would like to see more strength. We would like a more regular cadence of meetings with our law enforcement partnerships. We would love to understand the secular trends that they are aware of and seeing in our peer companies or other mediums, or more broadly, that would inform us about how to act much faster. And we would appreciate, as much as we can, consolidating to a single point of contact so that we are not bouncing between multiple agencies to do our work. So that is what we found in attempting to do a lot of this new policy and work in terms of partnership, but ultimately it comes back to we need to build our technologies to recognize new patterns of behavior and new patterns of attack and understand what they actually mean, and then ideally get some help from our law enforcement partners to understand the intent and to understand the motivations behind it.